All right, today we're going to look at a game between Midas and Frodo for Triad Wars 15. I did not catch the first game, but I thought it was really interesting looking. Um, Midas started in five, used the same hand. He played 7-6, 7-6, and five. Frodo played in three, and Midas found safety in nine. I think it was safe. No, it wasn't quite safe. I'm forgetting now. Let's say he found safety in nine with 9-2-8-9. And Frodo played in four, leading to this really interesting position with cards in three, four, five, and nine. I haven't checked with a solver or anything. I think Midas should have been winning there, but I wasn't sure. Midas played in one, and Frodo found a really nice tie in nine, where Midas never really he found safety in nine, defending in seven, safety in seven, defending four, but also Midas's 8-7-6-5 specifically was kind of dead there, and he had to find a way to get rid of it. And anyways, I think Frodo calculated the endgame there really nicely and held from a weird and complicated position. So that said, this is game two. I started recording it a little late, but I think it's a pretty interesting game, and I wanted to take a look. So Midas has started with 9-2-8-9 in 9, which was safe to Frodo's hand. Frodo went for these two 9-9s, 9-9s, three 9-9s really, and 9-9s are, of course, not that dynamic and not that good at taking enemy nines. So it was already a safe card for Midas, but of course we've got to check five, and Frodo correctly spotted, I will say, in our group chat. Ray did not. Shame on him. What a horrendous player that Frodo does have a setup in five, and he goes for it 7-8-5-6 in five, which looks extremely logical, setting up 9-5-2-9 in eight, and either 7-6-6-7 or 2-9-9-8 in six. Note, it does set up one of Midas's cards in six, but his best card for eight is 8-9-8-2, and that is a dead card in six. His best card for six is 5-6-7-8, but that is a dead card in eight. More likely, if he holds on to one card for last turn, it's probably 7-6-7-6 for either of those squares, but that's pretty easy to dodge. And so I think this is a rejoinder that should do pretty well here. Now, Midas goes for the maximal setup. We're going to be looking from Frodo's perspective this game, I think, mostly. Midas goes for big setup, right? 7-6-7-6. We can already see Midas's hand synergizing well. Has sames in both 2 and 4. Hard to turn that down. It does use up his best card for 6. But if you're going to play in 6, it is, at least for the current moment, better to be able to capture 9, right? That the opponent can't lock in 9, than it is to be able to, getting distracted, than it is to be able to flip 5, because 9 is the card that you want to be able to stop them locking in. Now, here, what do we do if we're Frodo? Well, we're pretty happy to leave 6 and 9 as the last two squares of the game. We're a lot less happy to leave 2 and 4 as the last two squares of the game. Now, there are other potential combinations. You could end up leaving, 4 and 6, or 4 and 8, right? Or 2 and 6. There's other ways it can play out, but most often with these corners, those are the ones it's going to be. Now, you might have a little more choice if you play a corner here to try to force something else, but most often it's going to be 2 and 4 are paired and 6 and 8 are paired. If you play in one of them, they're likely to play in the other. We want to leave 6 and 8 open, because Midas will not have ending turns that kill us there. So Reye was immediately drawn to going in 2, and I was not paying as much attention, but I was also thinking 2 looks very logical here. You go in 2. 1, you're safe, right? Midas has used all his cards with power to the left, so 2 is going to be safe. Now 2 would actually, with a 9 out, be safe anyway. It does give Midas 4, but if he uses 7-6-7-6 and 4, you actually have safety with 9-5-2-9 and 7. And so, we go in 2, that's safe. They go 4, we go 7. 4 and 7 are safe. That's 3 cards safe already. You're going to have 1 card safe in your hand because your second turn. You need to flip one more thing they don't flip back, and you have the tie. Just from kind of general perspective, second turn looks to me like they're doing very well here. Also, the most dangerous thing that could happen there, well, first of all, if they go 8, you can go Titus in 6, you're going to get your next card at least. If they go 3, trying to set up in both squares, the best card they can have at the end, like, both their cards are dead in 6. You just go 8, and they have nothing in 6, because they've used 7-6-7-6. So the other really appealing feature of 2 is 7-6-7-6 is the card Midas now wants to hold on to the most. So it is very appealing to go in 2, and Frodo did go in 2, but we do have one more question. Which card should go in 2? Well, they have different values. If we just think about their strength, is it useful to have a 6 up? Maybe. Maybe if Midas decides to hold on to 7-6-7-6, if 8-7-6-5 were to go in 4, it would be nice to have 6-9-2-9 in response. That's definitely real. But probably not. Is it useful to have a 9 facing down? Maybe if you go in 3, but that's going to be covered. There doesn't look like there's any situation where the 9 down is going to be all that useful. It does give you a card for 6, but you already have 6 with 7-6-6-7. It's nice to have 2. It's also nice to have a same. Makes it a lot harder to combo anything back. But it doesn't seem obvious on those grounds which card you'd pick. I think the reason you should pick 2998 is because 6929 is weak to 5. And a lot of people watching this will be like, you haven't mentioned the important thing. And I was delaying it. Being weak to 5, especially when 5 is yours, is just very risky for combo potential. On the other hand, I'm very pleased Frodo made this move because it made the resulting game a lot more interesting. But I think if 2998 and 2, if the same continuation had happened, it would have ran out substantially better. Alright, I paused for reasons and lost my place, but I think 2998 and 2 is the sounder option here, right? It's the one that says we're not going to be susceptible to huge combo chains. On the other hand, huge combo chains can, of course, be good to walk into, but it is very dangerous on second turn because, of course, you don't get last turn. So I think Frodo played a very risky move, and on the other hand, Midas' situation is not at all obvious here. The kind of automatic move to make looks like 7-6-7-6 and 4, which flips everything. It would put Midas up 7-3. Now, we've already mentioned 9-5-2-9 and 7. That would make it 6-4. If Midas goes in 8, then 7-6-6-7 in 6 is going to flip back everything and is going to win the game. Midas doesn't have 1. If Midas goes in 6 there, then at the very worst, 7-6-6-7 in 8 is going to tie, right? But also, Midas has to use a card with an 8 facing up from 6, because he's used 7-6-7-6. So even better for Frodo would be 2-9-9-8 and 3, which should win. So, and if Midas goes in 3, then probably taking the same in 6 will win. So the combo chains can really favor Frodo. We can see the point of this. 7-6-7-6 and 4 looks to me like a losing move. 8-9-8-2 in 4 might be better. And 8-7-6-5 might be better, but the point is, there's some danger, and as soon as you're comboing these cards, as 8-9-8-2 does, any combo back flips back everything, right? If you go, or everything but 4 if you play 8-9-8-2 and 4, right? If you go 4, Frodo has the option of, 7-6-6-7 and 3, which will flip 2 and flip 1. He can immediately lock in a lot of cards in response. So the danger of kind of having everything be your color goes both ways. If Midas wants to catch up in score, he has to take a lot of risk. Frodo is currently ahead in score, but he's the one facing threat of a combo. But yeah, I think it's not obvious how Midas should play this. I think you can see why this is pretty appealing from Frodo's perspective, But I do think 298 982 in 2 would be the better version. And Midas finds what I think is a very, very good move here. Midas plays 8982 and 6. He realizes 6 is a dead square for me. I'm going to get rid of it. And 3 is a dead square for me. I need to get 3 and 6 off the board, and all these endgames, 3 and 6 are killing me. I can play in 6 in a way that gives me 3. And I don't really need to be flipping the cards in 1 and 2 now, because combo potential through 5 gives me them later, right? Anything that hits 5 will hit 2 and 1, and potentially anything that's in 3. So what happens if Frodo blocks 3? Well, the only card that's safe to the combo in 2 is 9529, and then Midas can just combo in 6 with 7676, and he wins. Anything else in 1, Midas can combo 7676 and 4, flipping everything. And though Frodo has a combo back in 8, Midas combos that back from 7. 9529 is covered by 8765. And so anything in 1, Midas meets with 7676 and 4. So if Frodo's going to hold this position, he has to be more creative. There's 9529 in 8, which flips 2 cards, takes an 8-2 lead. However, 7676 in 3 flips back 2, which flips 1, and it flips 6, but it never flips 5. So you don't have a way to combo it back. And even if you did, 8765 landing in 7 would combo that back. 8765 is too powerful there. You get swept, you lose. Okay. So you can't go in 8. An idea Ray brought up is to play 9529 and 7, just trying to maximize your combo squares, giving yourself 7667 and 8. But the problem with that is 7676 has both 1 and 4. So just playing 8765 and 8 beats the idea in 7. I might have said 9, but I meant 7. 9529 and 7 is met by 8765 and 8. And 7676 just combos so many things back in all relevant lines. So it's really difficult. I like the move Frodo made. I think it's the move most interesting to explore. So we'll move on to that. Fun move. Again, allowing so much combo potential, right? 7676 now has 7 flipping everything. But we can see the idea. If 7676 lands in 7, that flips everything. Well, but there's a combo back 9529 and 8. If 7676 combos in 3, this is the main point, combos in 3 are now comboed back, because either card comboing in 3 flips 2, flips 1, flips 4, flips 5. And that means if you can combo back, you're flipping everything as well. So, if 7676 and 3, okay, they kept 8765. We don't have 9529 and 8 because 8765 covers it, but we do have 7667 in 7, flipping 4 and flips the whole combo chain, right? And if 8765 and 3, they don't have the response anymore to 9529 and 8, so that flips everything. If you start 7676 in 7, flipping everything, well then Frodo can play in 3 with 7667, flipping everything back, and 8765 is dead. So this is a really clever way to set up the combo chain in an advantageous way. The problem is, as Midas correctly finds, one of those lines I said isn't quite right. And Midas plays 8765 and 3, and the problem is, if you go 7667 and 7, that sets up a plus for 7676, which combos back. And 9529 and 8, yes, Midas used his card that combos the card in 8 back, but the combo now goes through 4, and 7676 can combo that back, and Midas gets the win. But I thought it was a really interesting game. I love these games where there's combo chains to keep track of. I'm sorry if my analysis was a little scattershot here. We can see the final position. But I really like these games where there's this huge combo chain and both players kind of have to dance around it. And it really shows the advantage of two things. One is Midas' last turn, and last turn is just so valuable when these combo chains are set up. And two, that having the kind of pivotal card in 5 being your color is usually a bad thing. You don't want the combo chain to run through a card currently under your control. To have the key card in the chain be under your control is really dangerous. And the other thing I want to shout out is I really like Midas' move in 6. The move just saying, this is a square that's really bad for me and good for you. You have really good play in 6 and 3. I have good play elsewhere, but none in 6 and 3. The kind of natural structural squares to play in are 4 or 8, but that leaves these squares open longer, and squares that are bad for you get worse and worse the closer to the end of the game it comes. So he finds a way to remove 6 from the game while turning 3 from a weakness into a strength. I think that was a really strong move of his, but a really interesting match overall, and I hope you enjoyed it.